Chapter 13 from The Phantom of the Opera, entitled A Master Stroke of the Trapdoor Lover. Here Raoul and Christine are leaving the rooftop at great speed because they sense that Eric has been stalking them. As they flee through the opera house, it's the Persian who encounters them and directs them to go down through a certain passage, and then he just vanishes from the scene. At Christine's dressing room, they start talking about going away immediately, and it's here that Christine reveals that she actually has a key to a gate that is somewhere on the street, and it leads to the lake beneath the opera house. Raoul wants this key because he wants to get Eric, but she won't let him have it. As they're examining the key, she notices that the ring on her finger is missing, and she had promised Eric that she would not lose the ring, and there's all kinds of ramifications involved with this because Eric is holding her to keep that promise. Raoul wants to leave with Christine immediately, but she is thinking that she will do the performance one more night and they will leave after the performance. And so Raoul goes home. It would appear that Eric has followed him home and is stalking him at his house. Raoul fires at a set of eyes that is apparently peeking through the window. He blasts through the window with his gun, and when they go out to look, they do find blood, but there's no conclusive material to suggest that it's a person or an animal. The next day, there's a newspaper article that suggests that Raoul and Christine are getting married. It's a gossip section. Philippe, his brother, is not having a good time with this. He can't believe there's a rumor going around now about his good name. Raoul is like he doesn't care about what his brother thinks, and he prepares for the trip to leave. He and Christine, in his mind, are leaving that night after the opera. It's here at the opera that Carlotta shows up to watch the performance. And so at first, Christine is not singing that great, but then she notices Carlotta is in the room, in the opera house, and she starts singing with just incredible beauty, and it is showing. Her colors are flying big time, and all of a sudden, the lights go out. The opera is in darkness, and Christine vanishes from the stage. Here, an announcement is made. Ladies and gentlemen, an unprecedented event has taken place and thrown us into a state of the greatest alarm. Our sister artist, Christine Day, has disappeared before our eyes, and nobody can tell us how. Chapter 14 of The Phantom of the Opera, entitled The Singular Attitude of a Safety Pin. So there's great commotion about Christine's disappearance. Nobody can figure out what's going on, but it is a wild scene. Mauclair, the gas lamp man, is missing, which is only one of the several mysteries that is unfolding before everyone's eyes. In the office, Moncharmin, answering the door to one of his men, simply states that he needs a safety pin immediately, which is coming off to everyone as extremely bizarre. It seems that him and his partner Richard are just going crazy. There's a moment where they have been seen walking backwards and that they're not to be touched. It's really strange. And as Remy and Gabriel are talking about all this, it's Raoul who comes walking up to them, and he wants to know, could you tell me where Christine Day is? Chapter 15 of The Phantom of the Opera, entitled Christine, Christine. We back up a few moments to Raoul, and he's panicked by the disappearance of Christine. All kinds of things are going through his mind, the most prominent one being, why did Christine do what she did? Why didn't she just leave with him immediately? Why did she insist on doing one last performance? It's a mystery to him, but it's a dreadful mystery because now she's gone. Eric must have known. In her dressing room, she's nowhere to be found. He looks for the street access that she had been talking about, but he can't find it. We find him back in front of Remy and Gabriel, and he asks the question about where Christine is. Here, the inspector shows up, and they all go to the office of the new managers. And as the door is opened at the insistence of the inspector, right before Raoul is about to enter, someone touches his shoulder, and lo and behold, it's the Persian. And it's the Persian who tells him Eric's secrets concern no one but himself. So in these chapters, we really get a look at the power that Eric has in spite of us seeing his weakness before Christine. It's not that he has weakness, but we do see Eric vulnerable when his mask was pulled away from him and he just felt an instant sense of shame, but it doesn't really affect him so much when he is in his element as a monster. When he's wearing the mask, he has the power to control the entire opera house. He has the power to stalk Raoul. He is incredibly smart. He claims that he's not a genius to himself, but others see him as a genius, particularly Christine, who claims that he is in fact a genius. There's chaos and mystery going on here because we have Eric's control over the theater, bringing it into darkness, and everyone is completely baffled as to how this could possibly happen. But for Eric, it's nothing. It's the chaos that Eric is able to create that he uses to help cloak his activity. While everybody is going crazy, he is perfectly sane in what he's doing, and it's obviously him who has taken Christine away. The mystery really ramps up here because we have the strange behavior of the new managers and the safety pin, and Madame Giry was locked up for some reason, and there's all kinds of new questions that are arising as a result of the chaos, and this is linked to Eric's creativity as a criminal mastermind. And lastly, we have Raoul's underestimation of Eric. He had been aware of Eric's power, but he didn't fully take it into consideration when he allowed Christine to go through with the performance. Of course, this on Raoul's behalf is allowing Christine her agency. She's able to make her own decisions, and she chooses to do one last performance. So that's her power, and he has no control over that, and he respects that. But if he had really pushed her, he could have prevented her from vanishing, and they could have just left. So there's some questions there about the female agency versus the patriarchy, and how decisions are made, and what could have happened when and where. Thank you for watching these videos. If you made it this far, I hope you're enjoying them, and that I hope I'm doing a good job of bringing the material to you And really, I hope that you'll like and subscribe and share, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.